Hello there, it's time for the daily drill with your buddy Phil. Welcome, welcome. I want to talk to you about a few things today because some of us students have asked questions and I realize that these are recurring themes throughout the PMP guide. So first thing I want to talk about now is the aspect of change requests. This is a topic that definitely needs to be understood for your PMP exam. Change requests. Okay. So let's first of all talk about the history of change requests. The first place that you see change requests explained really well in the PMP guide is the direct and manage project work process. You see change requests broken down into 4 components: corrective action, preventive action, defect repair, and updates. I call that CAPADRU. Some people call it CAPADRU. But the bottom line is this: change requests are broken down in detail in 4.3. And that is the first place you see these change requests as an output. And that's why it is broken down to a large degree in there. So, corrective action, preventive action, defect repair, and updates. These could be for a product, service, or result, in other words, a deliverable. These could also be for a process. And it could be for any other change in the project. Okay? When you break down the term corrective action is linked to the word realign. Corrective action is a realignment. Preventive action is an alignment. Defect repair means something is defective. It means you are going to fix something. And updates, as the word implies, this is going to be a document, it's going to be a plan, or something to that effect. Okay? All change requests should be processed through the Perform Integrated Change Control process. This is 4.6 in the PMP guide. What does it mean when I say all change requests should be processed through Perform Integrated Change Control? What I mean is every change request should be reviewed through a formal process. Now, I did not say that every change request should be reviewed by a change control board. No, because a change control board does not exist on every project. People get this wrong. They think that a change control board is everywhere as advocated by the PMI. Not true. The change control board is included as needed. Okay? If you don't need one, why get one? If you're working on a one-day project, think about it. It's a one-day project. You have a project manager. The project manager can take care of those change requests on certain projects. In other words, you do not need anyone else other than the PM to review the change request and say yay or nay. It's that simple. That is how you need to view change requests. Just remember that not every single project is going to require a change control board. So on a one-day project, you get a change request, the project manager reviews it, and the project manager could approve or reject it. It's that simple. It's that simple. Now, if you're working on a large project, for example, and let's say you've got 35 different stakeholders, and let's say every week you get 5 change requests. Well, these 5 change requests, what do you need to do with them? You need to review, approve, or review and reject, or review and put on hold, or review and ask for more information, right? And when we say on hold, we could also call that pending. There are many things that could happen. So you're on this large project and every week you get upwards of 5 change requests from stakeholders. You don't just say, no, we're not going to do these change requests. You review them, okay? Now, when you review these change requests, the most sensible thing to do is to analyze, right? And I'm not going into the 10 steps that I've covered in classes or other places on the web. I don't want to go into all that. But the bottom line is, if you get a change request in formal writing, then analyze it. If you don't get it in formal writing and it's verbal, someone shouting across the room or calling you on the phone, you need to ask for it in formal writing. Then you analyze it. The project manager, the project manager, analyze it. And you could analyze it in isolation, if that fits, or you could analyze it with a team. It could be with a team, it could be in isolation. You see? When you have analyzed it, if there's no CCB, then you move to whoever the next authority is. Next authority. And the next authority could be a sponsor. It could be the customer as well. So my friends, when you get questions on the PMP exam about change requests, they're not going to be cookie cutter questions that you can easily map back to a data flow chart and say, that's point number 4. No, it may not be like that. You could get a question about change requests and it could put a customer as one of the approving authorities instead of the change control board. It could put a sponsor in place of the change control board. Do you get what I'm saying? You're not always going to have a CCB. They could come from a totally different angle. They could come from an angle of just a PM. But you don't want to lose sight of the steps. And what are the steps? You want to request it in formal writing, get it in formal writing, log it in the change log, analyze it alone or with a team, ask for more information if more information is required, come to a conclusion yourself along with the team, put that into whatever format is needed or agreed upon, send that to the next approving authority. The approving authority is going to review it. They are going to approve it. They are going to reject it maybe. They're going to put it on hold, or they're going to put into pending status, or they're going to request more information again. The change control board, after your review, could very well request additional information. Are you getting the line of thinking here? Because I really want to correct the cookie cutter mindset regarding change requests. Because for the past number of years, folks think every project should have a CCB. Not so. Some folks think every project should have the project manager on the CCB. No, not so. Could the project manager be on the CCB and carrying out functions? Absolutely. But is that always the case? Of course not. Organizations differ, companies differ, and if the PMI gives you a question, they're not going to test you based on your company or how you do things in your firm. They're going to describe a scenario. They're going to give you enough clues for you to be able to understand what is at hand. And you're going to have to select the answer, my friends. Okay? So I don't want you getting hung up thinking everything goes through 10, 12 steps. No, there might just be 2 steps. Ask project manager says yes or no. You could even have a situation where the project manager is told not to waste time on the change request. So what do you do then? If the project manager doesn't have a whole lot of time, the project manager could say no, based on gut instinct. That's not bad. That's the nature of a one-day project, a half-day project. Are you getting what I'm saying? So the key thing is situation. Your exam is very situation driven. And that's why I ask you folks who are struggling with these areas to come on next week to PM Anonymous so that we can discuss these things. Let's do that again. PM Anonymous. PMAnonymous.com. Go on down there and register. Anonymous.com. And you'll be able to sign up for our CRISP Tech Camp. And you know, part of the CRISP is integration. And integration is a beast that has all of that change request stuff in it. In 4.6, we're going to break it down. We're going to break it down. And that's why I would really, really advise you, if you're struggling with change requests, resources, the resource management plan, WPD, WPI, WPR, I mean, huge lot of stuff. You need to be on this boot camp next week. It's from 7 Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be breaking down a lot of things. We're going to have a lot of redundancy so that we can expand it to the level you need it. All right. Again, website PM Anonymous. Okay, .com. Now, still on this topic of change requests, I also want to make it very clear when you find questions on the exam that you really should think it through. What exactly is happening? What are they asking for? And try to identify yourself within the steps that I've talked about. Because after the change control board, if there is one, or the next approving authority has decided what to do, that should get cataloged in the change log. And after that gets done, what should happen? That change log should be communicated. Now, one of the things that you will find on the PMP exam is missing information. And we do this quite a lot on our mock exams. We include, for example, we could include the step which says verbal request, right? You've just gotten a verbal request. What should you do next? And we could omit the analyze, the analysis, and we could just go straight to CCB decides, or the CCB does their analysis, or the CCB requests more information. We could give you these options and we could say implement, for example. Now, if you got something like this, the only option you have is to go with the next logical thing. You can't say, oh, but where's the PM? No, they're not going to give that to you. In some instances, they want you to think. Which takes us to the curious case of missing processes on the PMP or any PMI exam. What is the curious case of missing processes? It's very simple. You will be tested. You will be tested. What else does it scream? No spoon feeding. You will not be spoon-fed. They will drop you in the middle of nowhere. The lights will be turned off. You'll be dropped from 40,000 foot up. You got to navigate, find your way based on what you know in the PMBOK guide. This is how the exam is, which is why I keep telling you, come drink some Kool-Aid at PM Anonymous next week. Because I think some people have a flawed perspective of the PMP exam. They think that they're going to be friendly in the questions. They think the questions are all going to make logical sense. No, they are not. Wake up and smell the coffee. On the PMP exam, right? Get this. Nothing for nothing. What do I mean? I mean that they want you to use your faculties, my friends. You're going to have to think really well, but you need to think in the right direction. All right. And that is why, again, I know I'm in broken record mode. Go on down to the website, because I know some of you in December are going to say, Phil, when is your next boot camp? You know what I'm going to say? It was in September. Oh dear. I'm going to say it was September 1st to 4th. From 7 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. That's what I'm going to tell people. Because people always asking me, when's the next one? Well, I'm telling you, the next one's on Tuesday, 1st of September to 4th of September. All right, come on down. We're going to talk about some more of this stuff. Put you straight, get you tooled up, loaded with ammo to take out the enemy, the PMP exam. Take care, and I'll speak to you in our next episode. If you're looking for training and coaching that is not live, maybe you cannot attend a live session, well, go on down again to our home site, Praizion. That's PRAIZION.com, and sign up for our online self-study if you cannot attend our online Zoom conference. All right? Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.